Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. We'd love to welcome you to Unity Church of Delaware, either the folks joining us on in person or online. Welcome, welcome. Do we have any friends we haven't met for the first time here today? We love old friends too, so thank you very much for joining us. We are blessed to have Elizabeth Betzel as our speaker today. As you know, that she is a licensed Unity teacher with a long background in Unity and has pursued many other spiritual disciplines as well, such as the Enneagram and Heart Intelligence. Her title today is Cultivating Inner Peace. Elizabeth, thank you very much for joining us. And today we have the maestro, Michael Cosmos, as our provider of music.
I gotta live up to that now? Is that what it is?
Yeah, provider of musical wonderfulness here. So let's thank Michael for coming. A few announcements. Gentle yoga with Yogi Tamara will be this Thursday, March 6th at 1 as usual on a donation basis. And if you're trying to get your down dog stretched out, that she can help you with that. So. The Unity Women's Lunch Group will be this Tuesday, March 4th at 12:30 at the Scramblers Restaurant on US 23 by Kroger Center. And this is a special treat we haven't had for a couple of years. Cliff Miller will be facilitating a 6-week Bible study starting this Wednesday. No, 12th. Oh, 12th. Thank you, because I've got a couple other things that we've got switched around here, so thanks for telling me. On Wednesday the 12th at 1:30 here in the Fellowship Hall on an offering basis. We've got a sign-up table or a sheet on the table if you'd like to do that. And if you're listening in online, you can email us to join the class at unitydelawareohio@gmail.com. Also, speaking of Lent, there are 3 booklets in the back. They look like this. It's not connected with Cliff's class. It's just another Lenten study with inspirational readings. And so, again, that's free. And next Sunday, March 9th, we'll be having our annual meeting after the service. It's a great opportunity to find out what's going on. It's not very long. It's just a few minutes that kind of gives us some highlights of what's been going on in the financials of the church. And so we'll be welcoming new members into the church at that time as well. So if you're interested in becoming an official member of this church, just email us at unitydelawareohio@gmail.com. And finally, many thanks for all those who support our ministry here online and here. We're grateful for your support. And you can always, throw things in the basket in the website or in the offering. Yes. Good. Thank you. We'll go with that. As always, we like to start with prayer, holding the highest in mind and heart for ourselves, each other, our communities, and the world. If you're listening online, remember you can send a prayer request anytime via the website. Just use the prayer request tab at the top of the page. Now Michael will lead us into prayer with a song.
This is music from Eddie Watkins. Most of you know it, so feel free to join in.
God is, I am.
responding to that renewing energy that flows through us steadily in every moment. As we rest in that restorative life energy and we remember the highest truth, that this presence, this power is in us all, in all beings everywhere. We remember that we live in a God-infused universe and that this power is always at work in us, in all beings in the world. This benevolent presence and power guides us in the path of goodness, of peace, and of healing. We are open and receptive to that power that uplifts us and gives us confidence. There's not one of us that is separate or apart from it. We affirm this precious truth not only for ourselves, but for all those we are holding in our hearts, for all beings everywhere. God's healing energy flows through us moment by moment. God's love enfolds us, bringing us comfort and support. God's wisdom guides us to the paths of peace, of freedom, of wholeness. No matter what challenges we face, God's power is with us at all times, in all places. We set aside our personal agendas and our attempts to control as we open to the divine flow of energy available to each one of us in abundance. We have felt it in our own lives, and we know it is at work right now, in us and all around us. And I invite you just to rest for a moment in the silence of this sacred presence. And as we return to this space with grateful hearts and minds, knowing that the sense of this divine presence, this felt sense of divine presence is within us at every moment of every day. We know it is so, and we give thanks. Amen.
Well, today is an Eddie Watkins triple header. So, and the biggest reason is he sings in the same keys that I can sing. So, anyway, this one's called What Would Love Do Now? Just before you say something you can take away, take a breath and let it out. Try to think about what would love do now. Wondering if you should cross that line for good. Whatever you decide, ask yourself from inside, what would love do now? Everything is either an act of love or a cry for love. That's why for love we try for love. In the end, that's all we know that's real. Whether right or wrong doesn't matter just as long as you let your heart decide. Ask yourself from inside, what would love do now? Everything is either that's all we know that's real. Whether right or wrong doesn't matter just as long as you let your heart decide. Ask yourself from inside, what would love do now? As you let your heart decide, ask yourself from inside, what would love do now?
Thank you, Mike, thank you. What would love do now? What a powerful question to carry with us as we live our daily lives. Thank you for that reminder. Well, I'm very happy to be here, very happy that you decided to join us on this glorious day. Doesn't the sun make everything better?
Yes.
It does, it does. I was so happy it was shining when I woke up this morning. So we're talking about cultivating inner peace this morning. Very, very important skill, very important capacity to develop. And of course, I like to start with a little humor. So I Googled online jokes about peace, and this is what came up. So hopefully you'll find these couple of little humors at any rate. So the first one, a guy sits down at the bar and orders drink after drink. Is everything okay, pal? The bartender asks. Oh, my wife and I got into a fight. She said she wasn't going to talk to me for a month. Trying to put a positive spin on things. The bartender says, well, maybe that's kind of a good thing, you know, a little peace and quiet. The guy says, yeah, but today's the last day. Oh, my second one, yes, this is a little unusual one. We'll see what you think of this. Aliens visit Earth. They come in peace, and surprisingly, they speak English. Just like in Star Trek. So obviously, all the heads of governments and religious leaders want to speak to these aliens. So they set up a meeting with these new visitors. When it's the Pope's turn, he asks, do you know about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? You mean JC? Respond the aliens. Yeah, we know him. He's the greatest, isn't he? He swings by every year to make sure we're doing okay. Surprise, the Pope follows up with, he visits every year? It's been over 2 millennia and we're still waiting for his second coming. The alien sees that the Pope has become irate at this fact and starts to rationalize. Well, maybe he likes our chocolates better than yours. The Pope retorts, chocolates? What are you talking about? What does chocolate have to do with anything? The alien says, yeah, when he first came to visit our planet, we gave him a huge box of chocolates. Why? What did you guys do? That was my reaction to it. And I was hoping that, yeah, I was stunned. You would see it as humorous.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah. Yeah, we could learn, couldn't we? Oh, so, perhaps it's sometimes because we feel that the world is much smaller with the rise of technology, and that allows us to witness what is happening around the world as it happens. Or perhaps it's because much of the world is at conflict, and it feels like it's polarized this time. In times like these, peace can be elusive. As familiar structures shift, it's natural to resist losing control. We crave stability and for good reason. We just want to know that we are going to be okay and our loved ones are going to be okay. But as much as we'd like to, we can't control everything happening around us. You've probably learned that lesson by now. We've been around long enough to figure that out. Which is why change and uncertainty, the uncertainty it brings, can feel overwhelming at times. But what we can control is our relationship to our inner world. And that relationship directly affects our experience of the outer world. This morning, our focus is going to be on nurturing that inner relationship that we have. Life in first century Judea bore striking similarities to our world today. It was marked by political unrest, economic inequality, periods of famine. The Roman occupation brought both order and oppression, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty and tension. It was in this setting that Jesus prepared his disciples for his upcoming crucifixion. In John 14:27, he reassures them, saying, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give it to you as the world does. Do not let your hearts be distressed or lacking in courage." You are once again reminded that we exist in two worlds at the same time. As humans, we navigate this outer physical world. This world is a realm of cause and effect, where our bodies are mortal and life is ever changing. Here it's easy to fall into either or thinking, because this is a dualistic world of good and bad and right and wrong. Yet at the same time, we're also eternal beings, existing before birth and after death. While we remain physically present in the world of humanity, our souls keep us connected to the world of divine truth. In the realm of divine truth, we recognize that it's not either or, but it's both and. This is a non-dual perspective. As spiritual beings having a human experience, we straddle both worlds, able to perceive life through our human lens or through our spiritual lens, or through both lenses at once. It is our choice. Outer peace, the peace that the world gives, is tied to circumstances that are often beyond our control, and is often scarce in times of change and uncertainty. That's why in moments like these, our focus must be on cultivating inner peace. What is this inner peace that Jesus gave his disciples? In his letter to the Philippians, Paul describes this inner peace. Do not be anxious about anything. Instead, in every situation, through prayer and petition with thanksgiving, tell your requests to God. And the peace of God that passes all understanding will guard your hearts and minds. As human beings, we have three centers of intelligence. We have our intuition, our body intelligence. We have our emotions, our heart intelligence. And of course, we have our thoughts and our rational processes, our mind intelligence. Notice that inner peace, which is beyond human understanding, affects all three of these intelligence centers. When we access inner peace, our bodies relax, our minds and our hearts are guarded from thoughts and emotions that do not serve us. With our three centers relaxed and aligned, we have greater access to our wisdom. Inner peace is a state of tranquility where you feel at ease with yourself and with others. As I said earlier, our inner relationships, our relationship to our inner life affects our experience of our outer life. It's about being fully present and comfortable in your own skin, with less influence from anxiety, worry, and stress. When you cultivate inner peace, you embrace yourself, your strengths, your flaws, your desires, your dreams, accepting everything that makes you uniquely you. There's not another one like you in the whole universe. And this acceptance of self extends to the world around you, allowing you to navigate life's uncertainties with greater ease and less emotional turmoil. Achieving inner peace isn't about fleeting moments of relaxation. It's about sustaining a deep sense of calm through equanimity. Equanimity is a skill that enables you to maintain a balanced state of mind, regardless of life's ups and downs. You're at peace when things are going well, that's pretty easy. But you also remain steady when they're not. Inner peace isn't something you simply wish for. It's something you create, cultivate, and you embody. There are many methods and practices that build inner peace, and I'm sure that all of us are using these resources regularly. Meditation, yoga, affirmations, affirmative prayer, resting in the silence are a few of the more common practices for increasing our capacity for inner peace. We cannot build inner peace by striving and doing. We must create the right conditions that will allow the inner peace to arise through our practices. So this morning, I'd like to share 4 practices that increase our capacity to access inner peace. The first practice is to take time to listen to yourself every day. Slow down and allow your mind to connect with your heart. Feel your emotions without attaching to them. Cultivating the ability to pause before responding helps you break the habit of just reacting impulsively. If you feel overwhelmed by difficult situations or the fast pace of life, remember that you have the power to slow down, to listen to yourself, and to choose your path forward with intention. Listening to yourself happens in many ways. One way to listen to yourself is to develop self-love. Loving others begins with loving ourselves, and that's not always an easy journey. True inner peace comes from learning to appreciate who you are as you are, honoring your strengths and embracing your flaws. You are uniquely you, and that is something to celebrate. Another way to listen to yourself is to practice self-care and self-regulation. Caring for your physical, mental, and emotional being isn't a luxury, it's essential. Set aside time each day for yourself every day, not just because you've earned it or deserve it, but because it nurtures the self-love that leads to inner peace. For most of my life, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this, I prioritized serving others over serving myself. I would enjoy some you time only after I had finished my to-do list. Has anyone ever finished their to-do list? I did not have that luxury that I can remember. But we need to schedule you time on that to-do list and honor it. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, doing something creative, reading a book, taking a soothing bath, or going for a walk, practicing yoga, playing a game, gardening, having lunch with a friend, listening to music, watching a movie. Choose whatever replenishes you. Embracing non-judgment is another way you can listen to yourself. This means observing your thoughts and emotions without labeling them as good or bad. When a thought or emotion catches your attention, breathe into it. Allow it to arise and explore it with curiosity. Resist the urge to suppress your emotions and thoughts or make up stories about those emotions and thoughts. Resist the urge to distract yourself. Just breathe into them. Emotions and thoughts are fleeting. The more we allow them to come and go without attaching to them or creating a story about them, the calmer we feel. By practicing non-judgment, we create space for acceptance and for inner peace. I had a powerful experience with non-judgment lately. When I was recovering from my broken femur and failed repair last year, many of my friends who had stopped by shared that they wondered how I managed to lie in that hospital bed in the middle of my condo's great room, day after day, waiting for my leg to get strong enough and heal enough so I could start to put weight on it again, without losing hope or becoming depressed. Their curiosity invited me to reflect as well, because at the time I simply did what was necessary. There were times I was visited by some very dark thoughts and challenging emotions, but I learned to watch them come and go, without creating stories about them or without attaching onto them, accepting them as truth. I found ways to occupy my attention, one day at a time, sometimes 1 hour at a time, sometimes 1 minute at a time. But looking back on that experience from this vantage point where I am now, I find myself asking the same question. How did I remain for so long? How did I remain immobile for so long without losing hope, without giving up? And I'm sure I'm not alone in this experience. We've all faced challenging experience in our lives. And sometimes if we have a moment to look back at them, we wonder, how in the world did I get through that? I don't know if I could do that today. Well, the answer lies in the inner resources that carried us through. The courage, the patience, and the perseverance that arise in the face of challenging times come from deep, deep within us. It's not something that our ego creates. It's not something that we in our humanity can bring up. Those resources come from our soul, our connection to the divine world. And they're not something that we can create at the physical level. We have to open up to them and allow them to come through us. Each one of us has access to these inner resources at all times. The key when faced with a challenge is learning to turn inward rather than to search only externally for solutions. As we consciously engage with these inner resources, our trust in them begins to deepen. And we find that we don't have to analyze them or try to explain them. We simply allow them to arise and assist us. How do we engage our inner resources? I can share a practice I used during my journey back to mobility. When difficult states arise, I started by focusing on my breath. Conscious breathing allows us to notice the sensations in our body, and when we notice the sensations in our body, we come into the present moment, because our body only exists in the present. Our hearts open and our minds settle, just as the description of inner peace in Philippians that we read about said earlier. We can notice what is arising in that moment then. And as we notice it, we can name it. Naming it is powerful because it gives us a little distance from it. It reminds us that we're not that. So that's sadness. Oh, that's frustration. Wow, that's anxiety. Maybe even primal fear. As we name what we're experiencing, we breathe into it and we allow it. We don't judge it or suppress it or fight with it. Instead, we choose to be with it with compassion and curiosity. This practice ends the suffering which comes from fighting with our thoughts, fighting with those difficult emotions, fighting with the difficult states that we find challenging. When we develop the capacity to be with these states without fighting, then they release and we're able to access our inner peace. Listening to ourselves is important because it reconnects us with the life that is all around us, with the mystery of life that enfolds us in every moment. It allows us to remember that we're more than just our human body and the roles we play and the self-identities we develop to get along in our human world with other humans. We start to see that there are many possible ways to experience this world and to know who I am, to know who others are. When we listen to ourselves, we can access a right view, understanding the nature of things and the nature of ourselves. We can sense how we are interconnected to all that is. In addition to listening to ourselves, another powerful practice for cultivating inner peace is setting aside time each day to experience the sacred. This is a holy time, a time set apart to connect with our whole self, both our humanity and our spiritual self, to be still and attuned to the divine presence that expresses itself through each one of us. Everyone has their own way of doing this. Meditation, sitting in the silence like we did at the end of our prayer for very briefly, reading sacred literature, and prayer are universal practices that reconnect us with our spiritual nature. Spending time in nature, witnessing a beautiful sunset or sunrise. I love to sit on my deck and commune with my trees that are right out back. And the wildlife, the birds that I can sense, other wildlife that are around us, are also ways of entering the sacredness of life. When we are connected to the world of divine truth, this physical life that we experience also becomes sacred. When we take the time to cultivate this spiritual awareness, we remember that as we go about our daily lives, we're not acting alone. There is a divine presence working in us, working with us, and working through us. Gratitude is another powerful tool for cultivating inner peace. Shifting our focus from what's lacking to what's present can create an immediate sense of calm and contentment. Make it a daily practice to know things that you're grateful for. Some people do this in a journal. Some people do this just as thinking through the day before they go to bed at night. Rising in the morning and thinking about what you're grateful for is a very powerful way to set your perspective for the day ahead. This simple habit can transform the perspective for our entire day and then, of course, affect how we experience this outer world. It's easy to feel grateful when life moves smoothly. On a sunny day, it's very easy to get up and go through my gratitude list in the morning. On a cloudy, cold, snowy, windy day, it's a little more of a challenge. But during difficult times, we can often spiral into that negativity. It's a very easy thing to do. A way to break that cycle is to consciously appreciate the little things that we take for granted. For me, one of the little things, all those months I laid in that hospital bed, not able to walk, walking became something I thought, if I can ever walk again, I will be so grateful. And you know what, it's funny, now that I can walk again, I have to remind myself to be grateful that I can walk again. So it is a practice that we have to pay attention to. It isn't natural to be grateful for these little things. Grateful for family, grateful for friendships, for the food we have, for the air that we can breathe in abundance, for the water that's available to us. A way to deepen your gratitude practice is to sit in gratitude itself without needing to attach your gratitude to a certain object, to a certain thing, to a certain situation. So to sit in gratitude, we begin by being grateful for something. As we feel the gratitude for this person, this thing, or this situation, as we allow that to arise, we allow the object of our gratitude to fade away into the background. And then we just sit simply with this feeling of gratitude. Gratitude is the rich soil that allows inner peace to arise. The fourth practice that invites inner peace is forgiveness. Forgiveness is a powerful, powerful gateway to inner peace because it offers us the ability to heal and release the past that we seem to carry with us like baggage, day through day through day. Forgiveness is about releasing what no longer serves us. It's about freeing ourselves from the limited perspectives and beliefs. By practicing forgiveness, you build the capacity to not take things personally. As we all know, life is unpredictable, and all people act out of their own struggles and wounds. When faced with unkindness or negativity, practicing compassion and non-judgment helps us to maintain our own energy rather than being caught up in someone else's storm. Perhaps you've noticed in your own forgiveness journey, as I have, that the only person you can ultimately free is yourself. When someone mistreats you, the first thing to realize is that their behavior is not about you at all. It's about them. Some wound from their past is triggered by something you did or did not do. You cannot control their actions. You can only control your response. Forgiveness is really about taking responsibility for your own thoughts and reactions, whether it's judging another harshly, internalizing someone else's projections about you, or giving away your power by believing someone else's perception of you. In the end, the only person you can truly forgive is yourself. A bigger perspective is what we need in order to access forgiveness and to navigate life's challenges with grace. It helps us to realize that life is not random. It unfolds with purpose, offering us opportunities for spiritual growth. Every challenge we face provides an opportunity to reflect. What lesson is my soul being asked to learn in this situation? What belief am I holding on to that I need to release, that is no longer serving me? When we view hardships through this lens, they become not just obstacles, but stepping stones to deeper peace and understanding. The journey to inner peace requires patience, commitment, and self-compassion. By listening to yourself, setting aside time daily to connect with the sacred, and practicing gratitude and forgiveness, we lay the foundation for navigating life situations with strength and grace. Let's close in a word of prayer. No matter what challenges we face, God's power and presence is within us at all times, working constantly to guide us on our path of life, supporting us, providing our needs, sustaining us, comforting and protecting us. We are steadied by this power and presence in our lives, and we are grateful. And so it is. Amen.
Well, as promised, one more editing. Every morning, the light keeps getting brighter as I wake up to the truth. And every day, I'm feeling so much lighter, and the world seems fresh and new. What I was taught and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. Each day I start anew, and so I'm walking away. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away. Every morning brings a new beginning. By grace another day to be. And I awaken to the sun upon me shining, lighting the way for me to see. All the things that I sought and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. Of yesterday I'm letting go. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to such sadness. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away.
All right. Elizabeth, thank you so much for inviting us to give peace a chance. We could use some. Thank you very much. Maestro, those last two songs I hadn't even heard.
Really?
But, no, they're great. Thank you so much, Michael.
You're welcome.
And, oh,
He helped me out.
we have a new technology wizard. Rick and Michael were getting us all together here, so thanks for taking care of us. And our fellowship angels, Valerie, Deb, and Chris. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. Couple just recaps of the announcements. General yoga this Thursday at 1. Unity women's group for lunch at 12:30 on Tuesday at Scramblers in Lewis Center. And on the 12th, we'll start our Lenten series on the Gospel of John. And next week, we've got our annual meeting, so it's very exciting. So you should turn up for that. So, finally, does anybody have a birthday or anniversary in March? This is a special day, so come on up and get a blessing.
Took me by surprise. Getting my steps in today.
It happens.
Happy special day to you. Happy special day to you. Happy special day, you're wonderful. Happy special day to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now.
next Saturday, the 8th, at 6:30, there's social time, at 7 o'clock the program begins. It's Palestinians fighting for liberation. Jewish Voice for Peace representatives are going to speak. One is a Palestinian and one is a Jewish person. And if you're interested in this topic, you might want to come to Westerwood. If you need directions, I've put a poster on the bulletin board in the gathering room.
Okay, thanks, Barbara. Let's gather around for the peace.